Hey, I'm ready.
It's x squared less than or equal to 8x minus 14. And we just got to find the solution set.
Excellent. So obviously it's required to set it equal to, to move everything to one side and have 0 on the other, assuming you're using the method I presented last time. Okay, so first I have to identify what type of inequality is it. Because if I identify it correctly, I have great chances of solving it correctly. Okay. Anyone?
Quadratic?
Yes. Excellent. This is quadratic inequality. Very good. So as long as I can easily factor the left-hand side, then I'm in business. Well, I can't factor this because this is 2 and 7 and this is negative 8. But that's okay. I can still find the solutions. It's quadratic. No big deal. I use the quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. My calculator is ready and charged up. Don't forget parentheses around the numerator. Let me just see if I can get an exact, nicer. Yeah. So it's under the square root is 8. So x equals 8 plus or minus 2 the square root of 2 over 2. So this piece is the square root of 8. So yes, I cannot, do not attempt to simplify. Be careful, be very careful how you simplify this. The easiest and the best thing to do is to change it into two fractions. This fraction and this fraction. 8 over 2 is 4, plus or minus 2 over 2, the square root of 2. And I know that I have 4 minus the square root of 2, which is the smallest one, and 4 plus the square root of 2, which is the bigger one. So I can create the table, still can create the table, and I will have, it's a very good question, Vinny. Thank you for bringing that. Thank you. So I have negative infinity to infinity. Here I'm not going to be able to present it as in a factored form because the function is not factorable. So, but I can write x squared minus 8x plus 14, put the smaller solution here, the bigger solution obviously here, put the necessary zeros in between, and this is 4 minus 1 point, so both of them are positive. Okay? So I can choose 0. 4 minus the square root of 2 is positive, it's not 0. I can choose 0, and I know it's positive. And I can choose whatever else to the other side. I don't care. I know this is the situation. How do I know? The leading coefficient is 1, which means the function is quadratic. It crosses at 4 minus the square root of 2, and it crosses at 4 plus the square root of 2. Is this side positive? Yes. Is this side positive? Yes. And what about in between? Negative. I don't know how they want the answer, but we can definitely approximate these numbers. Oops, not with my cell phone. But 4 minus the square root of 2, 2.59. And the other one with 4 plus the square root of 2, it's 5.41. So, because I want less than or equal to, this is the less than or equal to, and this is between these two. So the final solution for this problem will be x in the interval. I have 0. I have the equal symbol. So I have to choose 0. So 4 minus the square root of 2, 4 plus the square root of 2. If they want the exact answer, if they want the approximation, I will put 2.59 comma 5.41. perfect example because life is not always perfect, right? In other words, in this case, I wasn't able to factor this. Can I still solve? Yes. I find the solutions with the quadratic formula. I put them in the table. I be careful how to pick numbers in between, but I didn't need to pick more than one. I didn't even need to pick this one because I know that the quadratic function has a minimum because the leading coefficient is positive. And I know the solutions. These are the solutions. So on the outside, if I pick an x here, the function is positive. If I pick an x here, the function is negative, the function value. And if I pick an x here, the function is positive. Positive, positive, negative in between. And that's what I want. And this is what I'm going to pick. So that's the solution. Any questions, anyone? Any questions? Is this okay, Vinny?
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
But is it clear, everyone? You understood that we could not solve this. We could not factor this, so I had to find a solution somehow. And remember, we know 4 methods. 4 methods.
Is there a problem with it on the test?
But is there a problem with it? Is that clear?
Is there going to be a problem on the test like this one?
You had it, yes, yes. Yeah, but is it clear? Forget about whether you're going to see it on the test or not. Is it clear? That's more important.
Yeah, I was just confused just because it wasn't, we didn't have to factor it, so that's the only reason why.
Yeah, well, we know that that's why we have 4 methods of solving quadratic equations, because not all of them are factorable. It was a great example. I mean, we know how to use the quadratic formula to find the solutions. So we have 4 methods of solving quadratic equations. They will always follow us everywhere in every chapter, every section. Is this okay?
Yes, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Next question. Anything else? Would you like to review anything for the test next Sunday? Is there anything that any topic that you want to go back to?
What date is the actual test?
Sunday, the 19th, April 19th from 2 to 4.
Okay.
Now, if we manage to finish the rest of the material on time, we can take the exam during class time. It's fine. But I'm afraid that I need more time to present the rest of the material. That's why I wanted to save at least one class that we missed. If that's okay with you. So that's why we set it up for a Sunday. Any questions for me, or I start chapter 4?
Can you go over number 4 on the practice chapter 2 test?
Yes, of course. Would you tell me so I don't waste your time looking for it?
Sure. It just says divide using long division. Present the answer clearly is x plus 2 a factor. And then the equation is x to the 5th power plus 2x to the 3rd power minus x plus 1 divided by x plus 2.
Very good. So I see the numerator has degree 5 and it's in descending order. The denominator is in descending order, so I can start the long division, but the degree 4 is missing. Degree 2 is missing. So that's why I have some space left in there. So degree 4 is missing, 3 is there, 2 is missing, degree 1, degree 0. And then x plus 2.
Can you just put zeros there or no?
If you want, that's fine.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
No, it's up to you.
Okay.
I accept any method. So x times y is x to the fourth, so the answer is x times y is x to the fifth, the answer is x to the fourth. Now we have to go back and distribute and change the sign. So x to the fifth minus positive 2x to the fourth, but minus 2x to the fourth. Is this okay so far, everyone?
Yeah.
I bring down negative 2x to the fourth and also plus 2x cubed. X times y is negative 2x to the fourth minus 2x to the third. Negative 2x to the third times x is negative 2x to the fourth, but positive. Negative 2x to the third times 2 is negative 4x to the third, positive 4x to the third. So then 6x cubed. There is nothing I can bring down so far, but you can, if you want, you can bring those down, but there is no need at this point. X times y is 6x cubed, so it's positive 6x squared. Positive 6x cubed, negative 6x cubed. Positive 12x squared, but minus 12x squared. So negative 12x squared and minus x. X times y is negative 12x squared minus 12x. Negative 12x squared, but positive 12x squared. Negative 24x, but positive 24x. And this is 23x, and finally plus 1. So this is plus 23. Minus 23x, and plus 46, but minus 46. And this is negative 45. You're not going to have a problem this long. This was basically done with synthetic division, which is much easier, shorter, the same idea, same thing, but shorter. That's why, because last semester I managed to present synthetic division as well. I can show you an example, but I cannot, and I will not put one. So that's the same thing. Long division works for everything. Synthetic division only works for situations in which we have a numerator and the denominator is x minus a number. So it's limited to this, synthetic.
So it asks, is x plus 2 a factor? So then
It's not a factor because the remainder is not 0. If the remainder is 0, then it's a factor. But if the remainder is not 0, it cannot be a factor. So when I write the answer, I would write all this in here, but then minus 45 over x plus 2. Since the remainder is not 0, the denominator is not a factor of the numerator. Any questions?
thanks.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to ask for the test? You also can ask on Wednesday, of course.
Can you tell us how the test on Sunday is gonna work?
Yes, I'm still waiting for some directions from my dean, to be honest. But the test could be, I'm testing how the test could go in Canvas. So one possibility is you get the questions one after the other in Canvas. You enter the answer, and then you have another 20 minutes after the test to send me, if you want me to consider any paperwork, any work that you may have performed. That's one option. Option number 2 will be in my lab's math. So I will create a test there, and you will have to go through it and enter it like you do right now for homework. But all this will be between 2 and 4, and we will all be on Zoom. And just make sure that you have your cameras on. If you don't have a computer with a camera, then I hope you have a cell phone with a camera. Something with a camera has to be there. So I'm not really sure. I'm still waiting for, there is a task force at school that was formed just for this. to identify the best method to do the testing. That's what they're doing, nothing else right now. But I don't have any information at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I will also, once I know what to do, I will put it in writing in an email for you so you know exactly what to expect, step by step. Anything else? Looking for a second at the syllabus, if you'd like to look with me. So I did not print it out, but I have it I don't have it here printed out to show you. But please look with me for just one moment in Canvas, or if you want if you have a hard copy. So I can tell exactly what is left, but I just want you to see at the very end, just go to the last page of the syllabus for a moment. The very last page, where I have a schedule of assignments. Of course, the due dates are off. So we have 5 more sections to cover in Chapter 4. We have 3 sections in Chapter 5. And 2 more sections, 6.1 and 8.1. So we're going to start Chapter 4. This is the last chapter in which we introduce new functions. There are 2 functions in this chapter that we have to talk about. And the rest are just systems and series. So the next Chapter 5 and Chapter 6 will deal with systems, either equations or inequalities. And the last section is on sequences and series. Okay? So once we complete Chapter 4, then we should see the light at the end of the tunnel. As 5 and 6 are not new functions. They are just some techniques that I'm going to teach you. Okay, any questions, or can we start Chapter 4? Any questions for me? Okay, so let me